Hi guys, it's Carly from Carly's Creative Clay here. Like I'm probably gonna say in the banner above this, there's no stream again today. I want to explain what's going on with me, and this may take a little bit of time because we've got a couple of different things and they're all playing off each other. My mind ain't working great at the moment, as I'll explain. So, let's start this out. There are three different conditions playing off each other in me at the moment. There's chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and a vestibular disorder. So let's go through these a little bit more in depth individually. Got chronic fatigue syndrome when I was 20, so I've had it. I'm coming up to my 40th, so pretty much 20 years now. It basically is like what the name says. It used to be called ME, doesn't get called that anymore because the name doesn't reflect the illness at all. It is mixed for different people, but for me, my body responds to any exertion I make like I've done a huge amount more. So if I walk to the post box and back, I feel ready to collapse. And back in on the worst days of my CFS, if I tried to do that, I actually would collapse on the floor. I used to be on a walking stick for it. I've trained myself off of that. I've gotten very good over the 20 years of rehabbing myself to the best I can, and then I have another bad patch and it sets me back to as bad as I could be sometimes, but it depends. Some of the symptoms include, when I say tiredness and exhaustion, we're not talking I've had a late night. I know that tiredness. That tiredness is me well rested. We're talking tired to the point where you can't form sentences properly. Where when just thinking is like thinking through cotton wool. You find it hard to actually store memories of what happens during that period. You slightly hallucinate. It's really, really exceptional level exhaustion. My muscles feel like I've literally run a marathon. When I'm in a very bad patch, I lose all physical strength. I can be pinned by a feather duvet. I struggle just lifting my arms up off a bed. I get very, very weak feeling. So when I say I'm foggy, it means that it is a symptom. It's called brain fog, and it makes you fall over your words. As you can see, I'm not very, I'm stumbling over what I'm saying a lot, and this isn't it bad. I also get light sensitive and sound sensitive and temperature sensitive. Being in a room that is as well lit as this room is now, I get a physical feeling, like almost like someone's squeezing my brain. It's horrible. So that's CFS. You can go as bad patch as needing to be laying in bed in a dark room doing very little. Me going up to a good state, I may be able to go out once a week. I can do a little bit of housework, things like that. So yeah, that is a lifetime fight. If you want to know more, Google chronic fatigue syndrome. There's a whole lot of information with it. Now, alongside of that, you don't necessarily get pain with chronic fatigue syndrome. There is a pain-based condition called fibromyalgia. I have this. This is where your nervous system takes signals that shouldn't be registered as a pain signal, so someone touching you, and sends them to your brain as if you're really being hurt in that patch. So people who are having a bad fibro patch, it can actually sting when you get in a shower. It can feel very uncomfortable when you've got anything touching against your skin. Alongside of that, it's like your body does a little bingo session and pulls out by random several muscles or tendons or little places on your body you didn't even really know you had some of them, and it will make them hurt, and it can make them hurt a heck of a lot. And yeah, so I get a really good anatomy lesson, and I don't have to have overworked these bits. It can just happen. Just the joy of fibro. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's random pain. Oh, and you get tender spots. So there's certain places on my body that even if I'm having really low fibro symptoms, you push on them and I would fold. It really hurts. So, CFS, fibro, trotting along happily together. I make my life how I can. Well, over this last year, new ones started to happen. I'm started to feel very dizzy, giddy, like the world's a little bit spinny. My eyesight, which isn't that great anyway, isn't focusing right. So I'm feeling even weirder. Went and got a load of tests done. They diagnosed me with a vestibular disorder. Now, your vestibular system is the system between your ears, your eyes and your brain and your points of your body to tell you where you are in this world. It's your balance. It's your physical sense of whether you're upside down or what you're doing with your limbs, all that. And they think that's going out on me. If you can see, one of my eyes wanders. Apparently I weren't born with this. Don't really know when it started. It's possible it's getting a bit worse, but where it's trotting around all over the place, it's sending weird messages to the rest of my system to say, well, visually you're not where the rest of the system says you are. So it starts making you feel dizzy. I am noticing that with my eyesight, it's almost like the peripherals are starting to overlap what's in front of it. So it's not double vision. I'm not seeing two of everything, but I am not seeing crisply what's in front of me. And as you can gather, those three are bouncing off each other. The giddiness and the visual disorientation is making my CFS worse. CFS being worse tends to make my fibro worse. Also, the exercises they've given me to try and start to tackle the vestibular disorder, which are rolling my shoulders, nodding and shaking my head, like they want me to do that 20 times a day. It's causing me a lot of pain in my neck and head if I'm doing it 5 times a day. So that's sending I've got a lot of shoulder and neck fibro pain. So it's messing with my sleep. My sleep's already bad. I'm an insomnia person. That's why you don't get me In the mornings, I'm really not functional until after 12, probably 1. Life of being a disabled person. It sounds whiny. I don't like to make these sorts of videos. It's taken me a year of streaming before I really have explained what's going on with me. I see myself as very fortunate. I think there's far worse things to suffer with out there. I'm not a down person. I don't focus on my illness. I am generally upbeat. I'm still upbeat. Even though I'm going through a rough patch, I can very much separate my physical and my mental. I do suffer with depression, but I'm very fortunate. I've done a lot of work on it, and I do count myself as someone who has it chemically but isn't suffering from it at the moment. So, yeah, I don't count myself as anything special. I think everyone has reserves to deal with lots of pain and lots of health issues. Just a lot of people haven't spent a lot of time in that place, so they haven't got used to it and haven't really found that this is something they can cope with. So yeah, this isn't a pity party. This isn't me saying I'm amazing either. This is just saying this is my my daily life. Looks very different to a lot of you all. And it means that there are times I can't stream. It also means my social life is abysmal, and the few friends that I actually have got, I've been terrible at keeping in touch with. I feel really guilty about that. But I'm sleeping a lot, and I'm spending a lot of time where I can barely string together a sentence. Things will get better. I will get back on it, and I will be getting back to claying. But I don't feel safe to pick up a blade and tools and work in this state, and I don't think I could explain what I'm doing or even manage to get through a project without completely messing it up. My mind's got to be less foggy than this. I'd love to be able to stream every week. I'd love to be able to stream more than once a week. I gotta go with what I can go with. I haven't quit streaming, and I'm really, really grateful to any of my followers who remain with me and put up with my absences. Do love you all loads, and I really appreciate you. And it does bring me a lot of joy to have a community of people that I can talk to online. Because you're at your least disabled when you're online, because, everyone's pretty equal. Anyway, the claying community is lovely, so it's all good. It's all good, but I haven't quit, and I'm sorry that I'm off so much. I'm gonna sign off here and go back to bed. Okay, I hope you all have a good week, or possibly few weeks, until I get on top of all this and are able to see you all again. Love to you all. Bye.